I got your last chance today. Grab some money here, about 8 minutes. 5:30 is the next $1,000 from the Buzzard book. And then we'll start it all over again tomorrow morning. We are out this Friday, but tomorrow and Thursday I will have more of those Dane Cook tickets for you for people who are hitting me up for those. Next week, I will have Nick Swardson tickets. They announced that tour this morning. He's going out on the Toilet Head tour. I assume maybe that's a reference to his drinking to excess, maybe, right? His head in the toilet a lot?
Yeah.
He's going to do the Goodyear Theater. That's in Akron, yeah?
Yep.
Saturday, September 21st. So if you're a Nick Swardson fan, I will have those tickets for you next week. I will also have more Funny Bus tickets for you. We do that every Wednesday in May and June. Bill and I are your alternating hosts week to week, but that's a lot of fun. Third Eye Blind is doing July 5 out at Blossom. I have those tickets for you. Band called Whiskey Myers, if you're hip to them. They're kind of like a Southern rock thing. And Rise Against, Mary Santora's favorite band.
She just likes when they talk.
I do really like, yeah, you're right. I'm in it for the commentary.
For all the patter.
Actually.
Yeah. Rise Against play in the Agora on October 20th, so I will have all those for you next week. They also announced a second Kevin Hart show. I guess in retrospect, maybe he should have just done the Romo Fijo.
I still think it's probably just or maybe he likes the idea of doing multiple theater
Yeah.
shows.
He was
Mark
already
Twain
doing
award winner.
He was already doing Friday, November 15th at Playhouse Square. They have added the next night. So Friday and Saturday, November 15th and 16th, he will do which theater at Playhouse Square? State Theater.
State, yeah.
Yep, State Theater. So the tickets will go on sale tomorrow. That's your pre-sale, and then Friday morning, Kevin Hart's website. But he has added 9 dates to the entire tour. But he already had it booked here in Cleveland. We are the second to last date on his tour. He only has Philadelphia after Cleveland. So you're going to get him when he's just burned the fetch out. And this is probably work for a new special, yeah?
Yeah.
Because who else is doing? When we talked to Nikki Glazer, she taped her special in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where Bill Burr is taping his new special. I think the same theater. So it must be a popular joint. Some people are really, really tuned into the room. Are you guys like that? Some people are really, you got to know the...
well, when they have the options
just really,
that they do, and Bill Burr can do it anywhere. So he goes, I can do...
No, but like when you're performing somewhere, are you really tuned into the room? Like some people, huh?
What do you mean by tuned into
the room? Well, like you do a sound check, you visit, you want to see what the layout is, you want to know where people are going to be. I mean, you know, some people are very fastidious about
I did all that stuff
the venue
for the Agora, just because the film crew needed all that stuff. They needed all that information.
You also have to think, Alan, we're not really choosing where we're performing.
No, but you go ahead of time.
But what is the difference going to be?
That's what I'm asking.
Well, I will ask questions.
I do not.
To make sure that they have sound, that they have lights, that the situation is going to... are their chairs facing the table? Are the TVs going to be on? So it's a different checklist that we have compared to what Bill Burr and Nikki are
No, understood.
doing.
I mean, it's different with theater, but even people who do theaters, some of them are like, I don't care. I'll get out there and, that's my job. And other people are like, I like to know what it's going to sound like. I like to know where
you can't even really know what it's going to sound like until
it's full of people
there. Yeah. I never.
But like when you were doing
college.
college gigs, you wouldn't go look at the room?
I don't care. Because the gig is there's either going to be people in there or there isn't. The room doesn't change.
I understand.
Do you get, like, the space that I'm doing it in doesn't...
Your responsibility is the act.
Yeah, it doesn't really dictate, unless it's like outside or
No, I'm with you.
it doesn't really dictate how the performance is going to go.
Some people get really into the details of the venue.
Yeah, for anyone that I've ever worked with doing a theater show, you do the sound check just to make sure, mostly so your monitors are where you want them to be, because they're going to turn it up loud enough for everybody to hear. and then everything else is, it's pretty simple. And like I done plenty of theater shows where usually the comic shows up 8 minutes before they're going on stage.
Just get the mic out of the stand and you're good
Pretty
to go.
much.
Yeah. Well, I don't know who said it first, but it's becoming
Probably me.
probably Bill Squire said it first. That television is come full circle and it is back to being cable because all the streamers now are, the days of peak TV are over.
They want live events now.
Well, they're all bundling too. So in the
Max, right?
yeah, when the subscriptions all kind of plateau, they're like, oh, we gotta. There's mergers, and so Disney and Warner Brothers Discovery, they're merging, I think. So they're going to be launching, and a lot of people, if you're like me and you subscribe to every goddamn thing, you don't know what goes with what. So you kind of have to drill down on these things when they launch them. They're going to launch the Disney Plus, Hulu, Max bundle. Like I already pay, like my Disney and Hulu are already bundled with ESPN. And so now they're going to be bundling Max in with this whole thing too. This summer.
Okay, see, now this is where I get confused because it's like I have all three of those. Do I have to cancel all three and re-sign up for the bundle?
This is why I'm saying you kind of got to drill down on these because there was a good year
annoying.
where I didn't realize that Gwen and I were both paying for Disney Plus because she had done a thing. I was paying what I thought was the bundle, but she was still paying like through her phone carrier because it had been part of their thing or something. And so
this is how they're getting everybody.
This is how they get everybody because people go,
You're paying
oh,
for
okay.
it 8 times.
Yeah. So Disney, Warner, Max, Disney Plus, Hulu, that thing. And then Comcast announced today that they will be bundling Peacock, Netflix, Apple TV. They're still trying to get a lot of people to watch Peacock. I'm finding out that Apple TV, if you're like a sci-fi nerd, Apple TV is like low-key like the place now for really good sci-fi shows. And I don't know that they're really marketing it that way or talking about it, but there are a lot of good, like that kind of original programming on Apple TV. So if you are somebody who, and again, there's people who are like, I have Netflix, that's it. And I get that too. But the more of these mergers and bundles they announce, it's worth taking a second to figure out what you're actually paying for.
Yeah, because I have the Disney, Hulu, ESPN bundle, and I have HBO Max. So if I can add that in there. I would love to just kick out I don't need the ESPN thing.
I never watch ESPN, so that's something that goes wasted in my bundle.
Well, the only thing I want ESPN for is for live sports, but you can't watch that on there without a cable subscription. So I have that through Discovery.
Yeah,
I'm going to
not
say
Discovery, the
Roku?
DirecTV.
DirecTV.
this might be one of the things that annoys me the most about like the time we're living in, where it's like get rid of all of it and go back to one cable service. I truly feel like I would be happier if it was just, nobody needs this many options. Nobody needs this many options for entertainment. Go back to having 40 channels and whatever's on is on.
Well, that's what we have. The streamers are just channels. That's why people are like, streaming is cable now.
Not at all, because each one of those has TV shows and movies that are made specifically for Netflix or Apple TV or, like you said, sci-fi or this or that. It's ridiculous to me. It's just a way to take all of our money. Go back to just having DirecTV or whatever the first cable was. And if you don't want that, have 4 channels. All of this, it just seems so unnecessary.
Well, but
doesn't it?
also nobody's forcing anyone to subscribe to any of these.
But they kind of are. Because they're like, you can't get any entertainment anywhere else unless you have this. Unless you have Netflix, like Bill just said, you cannot watch live sports unless you have this. You cannot watch this unless you have that.
Because basically 4 companies own everything now, they do make it kind of
It's a pain in the ass.
prohibitively.
Well, it's like when
yeah.
Peacock's like, hey, the game's on tonight and it's only available on Peacock. And
Yeah.
people are like, I don't know how to get Peacock. These old people trying to figure out streaming. I'm just
Right.
trying to watch it on NBC.
Right.
I know NBC. It's Channel 3. It's easy.
Well, but that's the beauty of something like Roku is you just go in and search and it tells you where it is. So you're not. I go. I want to watch this, and it goes. This is on Peacock.
I want you.
half of the shows
I want you to watch Grandma try and search for something on Roku, and tell me how easy
There's a search.
it is.
You just go to search.
Doesn't matter.
It does not.
Really?
Yes.
It's not easy.
But doesn't she text on her phone?
No.
She doesn't.
No.
Oh, she's full like
She has
Luddite.
She has an iPad that I got her that she uses, and only uses Facebook Messenger.
Right, but she knows how to operate a typewriter. It's a QWERTY keyboard. You go to search and then you type in what you want to watch.
Right, but
Yeah, but how do you get to search?
how?
It
Yes,
literally
exactly.
says Roku comes up. Like Roku's my hub. When I turn my TV on,
Yes.
Roku comes up. In the menu, right there, search.
Yeah, but you have to scroll down to it,
Up.
and you have to be.
She can't scroll down.
Well, you have to
Or
scroll
she can't
over to
see
it
it.
too. Yeah, it's. Listen, I'm telling you.
I believe you.
Make
I'm
it
just.
seem like it's real easy
No,
for
no,
her.
no.
It is rocket science.
But she had cable, conceivably at some
and
point.
she
There's no
watches two
searching.
channels.
There's no searching on cable.
No. What I'm
On
saying is,
cable, you type in the number
I
that you
know.
have
Yeah.
memorized,
what I'm
and that's
saying
it.
is, she knows how to take a remote and scroll down to the word search.
But then typing it in from a remote is a whole nother game. Or having to do a capital letter,
Yeah.
or trying to find a dash, or whatever it might be,
Yeah. Okay.
or
Right.
forgetting your password.
Well, no, that's
Oh, my
all.
God, yeah.
That's all password stuff. I fully understand that. I'm just saying, if you're looking for a show,
Right.
you go to search, you type in Severance, and
Yes.
it'll say.
But
there
her
it is.
having to type it in with a Roku remote is it will take.
It's an impossibility.
It will take the rest of her life.
I had a TV years ago that had a keyboard on the back of the remote, so you just flip the remote over, and
Yeah.
it was a hard keyboard. That you would just use
that's
that.
nice. And you can do like I have no problem with any of this. I'm savvy with all this stuff. But someone like Grandma, it is
Oh, I didn't realize
daunting.
that. Really?
Very daunting for her.
Okay.
She's not. I mean, even when she wants to, like when I send her pictures, every once in a while I have to like remind her how to download them and show her what the difference is between something saved in her photos versus something saved on Facebook
Okay.
and stuff like that.
I guess I thought that maybe even with older people, there's like a minimum amount of savvy.
No.
No,
No, there isn't. Okay.
No.
no.
All right.
My mom's kind of okay with this stuff. My dad's terrible with it. He doesn't understand a lot of that stuff either. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a guy.
I guess
that's
my thought
like
is that
45
these.
that emailed me. He's 45 years old, and he said, "I don't know how to do this stuff because he hasn't been focused on that in his life." And I don't get upset with him because
Right.
he's doing other things. He's not the guy on his phone all the time or using computers all the time. He's
Right.
doing other stuff. We're used to it, but there's still plenty of people
Yeah. Okay.
that aren't.
Okay. I guess I just figured like everybody's sent an email or used the keyboard, I got money here for you. It's $1,000. If you don't know how to text, you have no shot at winning this money. Otherwise, listen closely and good luck.
This is your chance to bet with the Buzzard Bookie and win $1,000 now. Enter this nationwide keyword at WMMS.com. Green. That's green. Enter it now at WMMS.com.
And, people are pointing out that terrestrial television is still a thing. Of course it is. It has been for a while. You get all these, you get an antenna on your TV. You got no shortage of HD side channels and things like that. But most people, they're like, well, I'll subscribe to one service. And whatever I don't have on that service, I won't get to see that show.
Right, until it shows up.
Yeah.
If it were, I don't use any of it. I mean, I rarely have my TV on. That is the one thing when we talk about waste of time. I feel like watching TV is a pretty big waste of time. So I generally am only watching a show or a movie or something. I'm like, must really want to watch that show or movie for me to go out of my way to sit down and watch it. Brian, that TV is on from the minute he gets home until he falls asleep on the couch.
Yeah.
And I know there's people at my sister's house, the TV is on 24 hours a day. The TV's constantly on. But for me, it's just like this. I feel like it's all unnecessary. Give people 6 channels again, and that's fine.
Well, but also, these remotes now, they're voice activated. Roku remote, you hit the microphone button and you talk into it, and it brings the show up. So you don't have to type anything.
If
You
you're
go, "Hey, I
already
want-"
signed in, if you have that, app already, and then also grab a.
How does she get into Acorn TV or BritBox?
I have it very minimalistic for her.
Yeah.
So it's only like Netflix, Acorn, and then the DirecTV app, so that she.
You have it set up like a jitterbug.
Yeah, so that it's nice and easy for her, because once you add another app, she's like, "Where did everything go? I don't know where it's at."
Yeah. Well, even people who know what's up do that because they're always changing something. So
I
you're
also
like,
made her.
What?
So I made my own separate Roku account because I had her on mine, but then when I would add a channel, I would add on her TV too, and she'd be like, all of a sudden, I got stuff on here that I didn't know I was gonna have, and I was like, all right, we'll have it so you just have your own Roku account.
Well, also, things like Peacock, they're like bleeding money over there. So they're like, well, let's spend money on sports and that'll bring eyeballs over to us.
Yeah.
But this Comcast bundle, their top line announcement is that the Peacock, Netflix, Apple TV bundle is going to be a vastly reduced price, was the quote.
Okay, and what is that?
I don't know. They're not saying, but it's like, don't they already charge $5 for Netflix if you want ads in it? So, because like
the cheapest Netflix is like $17.
No, you can get
Yes.
it now. Well, I thought that they were offering something because I was reading over in the UK or elsewhere around the world, people are flipping out because Netflix is getting rid of like that cheap tier. And so they're like, good luck because I'm not paying any more than, $15 for this.
Okay, this doesn't say on their website. It says plans and pricing, but then it doesn't have the price.
Peacock will be the exclusive home for
Standard
the...
with ads is $6.99.
Oh, there it is.
There you go.
$6.99, $15.49.
Mary knows how to use computers, and she still couldn't find it.
No,
Think
because
Grandma's gonna be able to do it.
I see like the chart where it tells you what standard with ads comes with, and then I didn't scroll down enough to see where.
I'll tell you what, I don't even pay for on Netflix. I don't pay for like the Ultra 4K or whatever. They always ask like, "Hey,
Oh,
you wanna
really?"
upgrade? I'm like, no, I don't care. If 1080p's fine.
Yeah.
I don't need it to be 4K on Netflix.
That's just marketing, especially if the shows aren't in 4K.
Right.
Like, what am I paying for this for if your show's not in that? But Peacock is becoming like the big NFL hub. So they're going to do that Packers-Eagles game in Brazil in September.
Yeah. Well, it's because they do Sunday Night Football, and that's like the premier game of the week.
Is that where that Brown season opener is going to be?
No, that's going to be on Fox because Tom Brady's going to be on the call, I believe.
Oh, right.
I
It's
do
Browns-Cowboys on September 8th.
Yeah.
Everybody's making a big deal out of Tom Brady being in there.
This is the thing I do feel like an old person about, where I'm like when I had to download Paramount Plus to watch the Super Bowl, when I was like, let me see the football, quit trying to take my money. Like, I get so aggravated by it. I'm like, this is so dumb. Why now in the last 2 years, we're not allowed to watch any kind of regular TV?
Well, you could have just gotten cable, too.
For $80 a month.
Right. But you could just do that and then not pay for anything else.
But do you get what I'm saying? I don't want to pay anything for any of it.
Then just get an antenna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do. That's what everybody should
She's
do.
going to be watching NY1 all day long.
It's fine with me.
Get all your news there, right? That's on Time Warner. That's the cable you have there, yeah?
I have no idea.
Just get Time Warner.
No, she's not going to. She doesn't want cable.
I don't really need anything. Read a book.
Mary Santora, everybody. Read a book. Reading is fundamental. She's putting the fun in fundamental.
I say
For
just
real,
watch
though?
YouTube. Watch the
I
Alan
was going to
Cox Show on
say,
YouTube.
I have YouTube, and every morning while I eat breakfast, make and eat breakfast, I watch a slot machine video for like 15 minutes. That's it.
That's her TV.
15 to 30 minutes a day,
There you go.
and that's it. That is the amount of...
You have YouTube
Entertainment
Premium, so
I
there's
take
no
in.
ads?
No, I don't care about that. Because I had YouTube Premium, and it was like $80 a month. And I'm like, this is the
No,
stupidest
that's
thing I've ever
YouTube
paid
TV.
for. Oh, then I had
Yeah,
YouTube TV.
Premium is like $20 a month.
Mary's recording slot videos onto VHS and then just watching them later on.
Over and over and over again.
Yeah.
This is a good one.
This is a
My
good
favorite
one.
part. That's my favorite part.
Where's my Sharpie? I got to label this tape. All right, I got